Since HIV was isolated in the early 1980s, the World Health Organization reports that over 20 million people have died as a result of HIV-related complications. In Kenya, the year 2003 marked a turnaround in the mortality rate. Through the Global Fund, more people could afford to test for the virus, and people living with HIV got free antiretroviral treatment. Since then, there has been more education, more testing, and hope for many. But now, the future appears bleak. This is why. During his budget speech on Thursday, Finance Minister Uhuru Kenyatta announced that he'd set aside 900 million shillings for the purchase of ARVs. People living with HIV say this is a drop in the ocean.
Calculations from NASCO is that each person requires 20,000 to get ARVs. That is when you subsidize 20,000 in a year. For those who are on treatment, still there is anxiety. You don't know when stockouts come. You don't know when. It is not sustainable, it is not predictable. People are still anxious because you start treatment not knowing where next year treatment comes in.
Kenya depends almost entirely on foreign donors to run her HIV programs. But now it appears that the major donors may not be here for long. The Clinton Foundation, the source of most of pediatric ARVs, winds up next year. Kenya has money from the Global Fund Round 7 that will only last until next year. The most consistent and dependable source has been the US government's PEPFAR, but now it has put a cap on the number of people receiving ARVs. There are fears this will not only affect those on ARVs, but those who have not tested as well.
Science also tells us that when you use ARVs for some time, then your viral load goes down, your CD4 goes up, so you are less infectious. And that is why we talk about ARVs as an aspect of prevention. So people who are not on treatment and should be on treatment are still spreading the virus.
We have also been complaining that there is no point of testing us for numbers, test us for treatment and for prevention. Therefore, prevention is ARVs, also for prevention. So I don't think that money is completely enough. I think some more money should be added for ARVs.
Ruth Masha, the National HIV Coordinator of ActionAid, blames this trend of pulling out on failure by government to lead the way.
We are getting everybody wanting to go the testing way, but nobody wants to go to the treatment way. And the reason being, even for them, because they are signing contracts with us, it is unethical for them to put somebody on a 5-year treatment when they don't know who is going to pay after 5 years. So what they've done is to pull out.
Fatigue is what she calls it.
It's a loose game. Politicians have stopped talking about HIV. Religious leaders have buried their head in the morality debate. Yeah, and so basically it is a no-man show. Nobody cares. Even people, when you talk about HIV, even on KTN, people are looking at you like, what are you doing? So everybody is sounding AIDS fatigue. At the same time, the problem is becoming more and more.
HIV was declared a national disaster in 1999. 11 years on, there is yet to be convincing action from the government that it indeed is.
Even when they were trying to think about this constitution, they did not consider people living with HIV and AIDS. And that is why every sector is saying that the constitution is good, because we were included. Women are saying, yes, we were given 30%, the constitution is very good. People with disability are saying the same. We are included. I don't know what a person living with HIV and AIDS would say.
So, 900 million, a baby step in the right direction, but one that may not help prevent rising infection and death rates. And so, Mending, KTN, Mending the Ribbon.